Here we go, examples for section 7.2, where we're going to use those parallelogram properties to set up and solve equations. So, number one, we're supposed to find the values of each variable. And before you really start to solve the problem, figure out, well, what are you working with here? These guys are sides. How are the sides of parallelograms related? Well, they're parallel and they're congruent. So that means these guys are congruent and those guys are congruent. That means equal. So we can say 2a equals 3a minus 5. And we can say 2b minus 1 equals b plus 3. From here, it's just classic algebra. We're going to be minusing 3a both sides. So I got a equals 5. And then I have to solve for b. I have b equals 4. Boom, done. So you're really using the relationship of the polygon, or I'm sorry, of the parallelogram to set up and solve an equation. Number 2, what are we working with? Angles. Remember in your notes, how are angles related? Well, opposite angles are congruent. So that means if this is 44, this guy's right away. 44, opposite angles are congruent, we know that. How would we find x? How might these guys be related? We know these guys are the same, but we don't know L. Remember, these guys are consecutive interiors, which means they add up to 180. Boom, baby. So now we can go x plus 44 equals 180. Quick algebra problem here. X equals 136. Boom. There you go. And we have our y right there, so we're all set. Number 3, what do we have here? Those guys look like diagonals. What do diagonals do? They bisect each other. So that means those halves are equal, and these guys are equal. Now, one thing to note, these guys are different, okay? This diagonal's cut in half, and this diagonal's cut in half, which means this half equals this half equals this half, but the halves don't necessarily equal each other, because this diagonal is different from that diagonal. So, 2 little problems. 26 equals y plus 1. And we have x minus 2 equals 19. And now you're all ready to solve. Boom, baby. There we go. So the other 3 problems are the same way. They're a little bit more tricky. This guy, number 4, you would just set the guys across from each other congruent, and the guys across from each other congruent. Number 5, opposite angles are congruent. Angles that are next to each other add to 180. So what we would have to do here, we have 2 x's, so we have to connect those guys somehow. So we have to say x plus 8 plus 3x equals 180. So 180 equals x plus 3x would be 4x. And then we're just ready to solve. And let's see, can I do that in my head? I think it's like 43. Boom, x equals 43. I think that's right. Hey. Now, I'm not done. I gotta find y. Couple ways you could do it. I'm gonna say, hey look, these guys are across from each other, which means they're equal. I'm gonna take my 43 and plug it in right here. 3 times 43, 129. And I know this guy equals 129. So I can go 129 equals y plus 9. minus 9 both sides. And we have 120 equals y. Boom. There you go. So those are a few examples of how you would set up and solve equations using parallelogram properties. We're going to do a few together as a class. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have questions. Have a good day.